Good day, everybody. It's Andrew here, and welcome back to my channel. We've got some big updates for seniors. Joe Biden just executed an executive order that's going to have some impacts on seniors and Social Security benefits. We're also going to have updates on President Biden's plans to increase Social Security benefits in 2022, which could add up to over $800 per month in additional Social Security payments. So let's discuss the details. But before we jump into it, do me a quick favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this channel with anyone who you think might find this helpful. This is a community for seniors, and my job here is to be a voice for you to make sure President Biden keeps his promises to increase Social Security benefits, increase SSI and SSDI, and even do a stimulus check for seniors in this next stimulus package. So thank you for being a part of this community, and all I ask is to support my work. Hit like, hit subscribe, and if you really want to support my work, subscribe to my second channel. The link to that is going to be in the comments of this video. That channel is going to have some updates. We're going to give away stimulus checks as well, so you'll have a chance to win some stimulus checks, and we're going to mostly be playing games like bingo, casino games. I'm going to be on camera with a live chat, so you can chat with me and chat with the community. So again, if you want to support my work, please subscribe to that channel. The link is going to be in the comments of this video. Okay, folks, let's jump right into it. But real quick, let's do an update on daily trending news. Now, some startling news. 1 out of every 100 seniors in the United States has passed away from the illness due to this pandemic. That is so startling. It's just crazy to think that 1 out of every 100 seniors already in just a year and a half has passed away from this illness. It is completely insane. So folks, stay safe out there. Do whatever you can to stay safe. Whether or not you agree with the different mandates on immunizations and all these things, do whatever you can to protect yourself, because being a community for seniors, it's truly startling for me to see that 1 out of every 100 seniors has passed away from this illness. And it just goes to show that it's another reason why seniors need help. We need stimulus checks. We need bigger benefits, because seniors, even if they want to work, even if they want to get a part-time job, it's honestly not really safe for seniors to even be working at this point unless they can avoid the general public. But with that said, folks, let's talk about President Biden's executive order, what exactly it does, and how it's going to affect Social Security benefits. Now, this article is titled, Biden signs executive order to simplify government services like Social Security and taxes. So President Joe Biden on Monday signed an executive order directing a streamlining of public services across 17 federal agencies to make them more user-friendly. Now, the order states it's the government's responsibility to design and deliver services in a manner that people of all abilities can navigate, eliminating what is essentially a time tax, they're calling, on disaster survivors, single parents, immigrants, small business owners, veterans, and others who now must wait months for the government to process their benefits to which they are entitled to. Some updates focus on technology. For example, Medicare recipients will receive personalized online tools so they can save money on drugs, manage their health care, access expanded customer support options, and streamline enrollment with the Social Security Administration. So basically what they're doing here is this executive order puts the burden on the federal government to make it easier to sign up for Social Security benefits, easier to communicate with the Social Security Administration, and even easier to try and sign up for different Medicare plans. Now, this is something that, first of all, is complex. These websites are not easy to navigate, especially for seniors, and they're also understaffed. So when you call the administration, you end up waiting on hold for hours. So what they're trying to do here is create more staff, so you wait on the phone less, and also create more user-friendly websites to make it easier to sign up for benefits, check on your benefits, and even change your benefits as needed. Now, directly on the White House's website, they say, as far as retirement, for the 54.1 million Americans who are over the age of 65 and the nearly 4 million Americans who become eligible for Social Security benefits each year and who manage their retirement and healthcare benefits, retirees will be able to claim their benefits online, receiving updates on the status of their application through the process. So doing this online with a more user-friendly process will make it that much easier and that much more streamlined to get it done. And Medicare recipients will receive personalized online tools so they can save money on drugs, manage their health care, access expanded customer support options, including an in-network pharmacy finder tool, and enjoy a streamlined enrollment experience with the Social Security Administration. So basically, they want to create better websites, better phone services that are faster, have less wait times, are less complicated, and are much quicker and more streamlined. And these executive orders will require Medicare, Medicaid, and the Social Security Administration to implement these programs that are a lot easier to use. So, this is good news. It's going to make things a lot simpler and streamlined for everyone on Social Security benefits. Now, as far as increasing Social Security in 2022, remember, folks, President Biden promised to increase benefits across the board through a variety of changes that would increase benefits for almost everybody, especially those who are low income. Now, currently, they've been focusing on the stimulus packages, but we expect them to focus on Social Security benefits shortly into 2022. So 2022 should be the year for seniors for Social Security benefits to finally get the increases we were promised. Now, remember, one of the main things he promised to do was create a minimum monthly benefit of 125% of the federal poverty level. Now, for millions of seniors, that would mean doubling their Social Security benefit. The federal poverty level for 2021 is $12,880. Now, if you take 125% of that, that is $16,000 per year. And if you divide that by 12, that's over $1,300 per month. Now, I know a lot of people who watch my channel make like $700 or $800 or $900 per month from their benefit, so that would be an additional $300, $400, or $500 per month. That is a huge increase to your benefit, and this is exactly what President Biden promised. So what we expect to happen is the next stimulus package to focus on Social Security benefits sometime in early 2022. Now, he didn't just promise to do a minimum benefit across the board, he also promised to do an additional increase for certain seniors on Social Security. First of which is retirees who have been on benefits for 20 years or more would get an additional 5% bump just to help them cover additional expenses like medical costs and medications. These things tend to affect people who have been on benefits for 20 years or more, so an additional 5% boost would go a long way in helping seniors. Now, he also wants to do a survivor benefit that would be about 75% of what your total benefit was before your spouse passed away. Now, this problem comes from the fact that when you're married, you have two Social Security checks. When one of the spouses passes away, you end up with just one, basically cutting your benefit almost in half. Now, by allowing you to get 75% of your previous combined benefit, that is going to increase benefits for the average survivor by about 25%. So that goes a long way in helping widows. Now, he wants to pay for this by taxing the rich. Households that make over $400,000 per year would also now have to pay into the Social Security tax. Currently, if you make over about $140,000, you no longer pay into Social Security. Basically, the rich are getting away with not paying into Social Security, and President Biden wants to change that. So these are the changes we expect to see in 2022. And again, this channel is a community for seniors, and my job is to keep you posted as things develop and share the news that affects seniors the most. So please subscribe. I will keep you updated as soon as we have more updates on Social Security changes. But currently, Democrats are trying to get the stimulus package done, which could include a stimulus check for seniors, as Bernie Sanders is trying to include that in this package. But we have Mitch McConnell trying to stand in the way, slamming Democrats for causing inflation. He's saying that these stimulus packages will make inflation worse, when a lot of experts are actually saying the opposite, that stimulus checks don't actually make inflation worse. Really, it's the fact that the economy is reopening all at once. We have huge demand from the economy opening and low supply, as supply chains can take months or even years to fully get up and running. Now, at the moment, Bernie Sanders is trying to get the stimulus check for seniors in this package, and it could be as high as $2,000. But again, Mitch McConnell continues to slam Democrats. So let's take a look, see what Mitch McConnell had to say, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Washington Democrats' printing, borrowing, and spending addiction is directly hurting American families. 2/3 of the American people, a supermajority, are worried about inflation. About half the middle class and 70% of low-income families say soaring prices have personally hurt their household. And it isn't getting better, like the Biden administration promised it would. It's actually getting worse. Last Friday, the Labor Department released a jaw-dropping report. The Consumer Price Index has shot up 6.8% over the past year, 6.8% inflation. The worst inflation, listen to this, the worst inflation in 40 years. Now, it's true that the average American worker has gotten a pay increase since 2020, but rising prices have more than wiped that totally out. We have a remarkable situation where American workers are earning raises, but their bigger paychecks buy their families even less than what their smaller paychecks bought before the Democrats took power. The net effect is a nearly 2% pay cut for the average American. Now, our citizens do know what's happening. 67% of the country says Washington needs to cut back on spending and printing money. Let me say that again. 67% of the country says Washington needs to cut back on spending and printing money. But here in Washington, leading Democrats want to plow ahead and double down on the reckless taxing and spending spree that got us here. They want to respond to this stunning inflation report by printing, borrowing, and spending trillions upon trillions more on new entitlements and far-left programs. And if that weren't bad enough, on Friday, a new report showed their socialist shopping spree could cost the country trillions more than Democrats are willing to admit. You see, as one of our Democratic colleagues explained last month, his party's bill is packed full of shell games and budget gimmicks. Shell games and budget gimmicks. For example, their bill pretends that major new entitlements would simply expire after a few years. Of course, that never happens. As a wise man once said, nothing is so permanent as a temporary government program. And Democrats aren't even pretending they think the spending would stop. They're boasting about a permanent transformation. The fake expiration dates are just an accounting trick so the price tag looks artificially low. And last Friday, the Congressional Budget Office announced that if we acknowledge the permanent entitlements would be permanent, in other words, tell the truth, their bill would actually cost $4.9 trillion in the first decade alone. That is the truth of the situation. It would explode the deficit by $3 trillion in that same 10-year period. Democrats are trying to reassure their alarmed members that they'd find new ways to offset future extensions. But let's think about it. They've just spent months shoveling every possible pay-for into this existing bill. They already burned through huge permanent tax hikes just to partially offset the bill with the gimmicks. Extending these programs further would either explode our national debt or it would take even further trillions and even further gigantic tax hikes that Democrats are simply unwilling to specify. So which is it? Historic deficits or trillions more in secret tax hikes? The right answer for the country is neither.